Why is she touching my things? And then she's telling me where she's going to place them. I'm like, no, don't touch my things. One moment you may find yourself living with your parents or a partner, or even living in your own flat, and the next you're living in a shared house. You could find yourself searching the top 4 property websites: Rightmove, Zoopla, On the Market, or Spare Room. You may be one of the lucky ones who you would probably have a close friend, a close family member, or so on, that you could actually rent with and split the bills equally or not, depending on your room size and so on, and just pray and beg that your relationship withstands. And with that said, here are my tips, or my pros and cons of living in a house share in London, UK. Renting a room in a house or flat in the UK. Okay, so I don't want my throat to get dry, so cheers, coconut water. So first of all, decide what is your end goal. Do you wish to live in a shared house for 6 months, a year, 2 years, or even more? Journeys, I just can't make things like this up. I just can't make it up. I was just here recording this video about living in London, living in a house share in London, or living in a shared house or flat in London. And I was about to speak about the pros and cons of living in a house share in London. I heard a knock, or at least what I thought was knocking. I ran downstairs to the doorbell to find out there was no one, it was just my mind. Only to find my landlady in our refrigerator. Now someone just moved out. Mind you, she didn't. Anyway, someone just moved out. So the landlady is now in the refrigerator. Whatever she wants to do with her section, I don't care. Why is she touching my things? And then she's telling me where she's going to place them. I'm like, no, don't touch my things. I said, I don't like it. Do not touch my things. The other person here, if you want to do whatever you're doing with it, I don't care. She's no longer here. But do not take my things and move them and put them where you think is better for me. It's not better for me. I like where my things are. Just don't touch my things. Decide what location you would like to live in. Should your house share be located close to your work, schools, hospitals, your social areas, and so on? Also, how many people are you comfortable living with, or would you like to try living with? You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms house share in the UK, probably even more. Are you okay with your housemates being only men, only women, mixed gendered, different sexualities, different religions, different cultures, and so on? Because if not, otherwise you will have a miserable time, or a potentially miserable time in your house share in the UK. This one should have actually been number 1 on my list. Decide how much money are you willing to spend on your house share, and does your house share include bills such as electricity, water, internet, council tax, whatever. Just ensure that you get these things in writing. Another very personal space. Well, if you're in a house share, some things really aren't personal. So calculate in your mind how many people you are willing to actually share a kitchen with, but especially a bathroom, and if you have a sitting area and so on. And if you have communal areas, find out if it is that all of you will come together and pay for the communal areas to be cleaned, or you will have a rota and you clean your areas, or if the landlady or whatever, if they are responsible for the cleaning of your communal areas. If persons don't clean up after themselves, then you have 4 options. Either you zip it and clean. Don't complain, just clean for your own mental well-being, maybe. Or you're going to be constantly reminding them to clean up after themselves. Or you come to a point where you accept that people clean differently and your clean is different from their clean, and you have to accept that you're not living in your own entire space. You're living in a shared house in the UK. Otherwise, from that, find somewhere else as soon as you can and relocate. Find out if pets or smoking is allowed in your house share, especially if you're not too keen on either. One of the most important parts as well, find out if your landlady or landlord lives on the same property that you will be sharing a space in. Do not ever in caps believe that they will not be intrusive. It's a lie. Don't believe it. It's a con. The living landlord may be intrusive, sneaking into you and your housemate's refrigerator, going through your garbage, wanting to know your whereabouts as you come and go, because although you're paying your rent on time each month, no delay, they would like to know that you are working 8 out of the 7 days work week, so that they just collect your money, but you are never there. Even so, with all of this, living in a house share can still be good because it's a way to help you to save, and that is if you actually are a saver. Because if you're a spendthrift, it doesn't matter where you live, you won't save a penny. My story. So I live in a house share in the UK with 2 other ladies. So on my floor, I share a bathroom and a sitting room with 1 lady. And downstairs, the ground floor, 3 of us share the kitchen. The lady who lives in the loft, she has an ensuite bathroom, so of course she has more privacy. Because 1, she's on the floor alone, and 2, she has her bathroom to herself. But that space is much too tight for me. Yes, that space is much too tight for me. She was a bit tiny, I'm much taller, and you know, with a lot of the lofts, the roofs, they are slanted, and then there isn't a lot of natural lighting. As you can see now, I'm just getting the natural lighting from my large window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It actually has, it's large, right? About 7 or 8 windows that's actually in front of me at the moment. So I enjoy having that, plus I also enjoy having the high ceilings in this room. 3 of us share a small kitchen that includes a stove, a refrigerator, a microwave, a washing machine. There is also a dryer here, but we've never had access to that dryer. The landlady stores things on top of it because of course she doesn't want it to be used. On the ground floor also lives the landlady with her dog. The one thing though, I don't remember being aware that she actually had a dog because I'm scared of dogs. Maybe it's a good thing that the agent didn't tell me. If she didn't, that the landlady has a dog, I would have flat right out said no. I do not dislike dogs. I'm scared of dogs, and also because he's on the ground floor and she goes through the kitchen and she pleases a lot, so we had to actually get a lock put on the door. But because the kitchen has no windows, so you know, when you cook, you have to keep the door open. And so she goes in, and wherever she goes, he follows. So you'll see dog hair, and you have to be sweeping up behind a dog that I do not own. Anyway, he's actually a very friendly dog, and I've come to accept him somewhat. Living in a house share, you just have to accept that you're all different people, and the better and the quicker you're all able to just accept each other and be cordial, is the better all of your lives will be. One second, thirsty. Coconut water, good for your daughter. Coconut water, good for your daughter. Anyway, focus, Dion, focus. Focus. So this is a pro of living in a house here in the UK. So for me, my housemate, well, the lady that I share my floor with, the first floor, she is quite accommodating, and so am I. So it works well for both of us. For example, say I came home late from work one evening and I quickly ordered something by Uber Eats, but I'm so tired, I jump in the bath. Sometimes I forget, I'm in the bath and I forget. And when the food comes, she has no issues. She goes, she collects it for me, and she kindly leaves it at my door, like little things like that. And I also do the same. If we're here and Amazon packages come and so on, we all collect for each other. So we really live respectfully of each other, and we don't have issues with each other. It's only the landlady that is intrusive. Another pro of living in a house share, living alone can be detrimental to some of us mental well-being. But if you have good housemates, just in case you're there and you're unwell, I'm sure if they don't see you for a little while, they may come and knock on your door just to check up on you to see if you are okay. So because it's not all of us who are actually privileged to have close family members and friends living close by to us. Another pro, both of my housemates, they rarely cook, and when they do, it's usually in the oven or it's quite quickly. Me on the other hand, I don't know why I take one whole day to boil water. What's up with that? But everyone's happy because we respect each other. Migrating to any country can be hard, and living alone can be harder. So it pays to have a loner type of personality. So for me, that's quite natural to me. To be honest, I probably spend too much time alone, but hey, that's me. And if you're not naturally a loner, you either will learn to become one, accept that you have to be one, or you go out and seek friends. And please, always try to save as much as you can whenever you're living in a shared house. My two main issues at the moment, honestly, are spending on Uber Eats and Uber Ride. What's up with that? Let me give you a quick story. So before actually moving into this house here, right? Because I'm now separated, so of course I was living with someone else, and I moved on, and I said, okay, I'm gonna find my own flat, and rent my nice little flat. When I went to when I contacted the real estate agent, I'm telling you, I was so embarrassed. I was everything in one. I was humbled. When I said humbled, I was humbled. He looked at me and he said, "Ma'am, have you realized how much you're earning?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, then you would have realized that at the moment you aren't able to afford to rent your own flat." I was like, "Huh?" He said, "No, you're not allowed to, you are not eligible to rent your own flat based on the salary that you have incoming, but you can look into house shares." I'm like, "House share? What is that?" And he told me, and so on, and that's how I went researching. And guess what? This house, I believe, is the second house I looked at. Anyway, so the Jamaican let's fly out of me now. So hear me to him, "Sir, so what you trying to tell me, say? My chest too high? You say me shame ya?" And this is what kick-started my house share search. So I looked on Rightmove, I looked on Zoopla, one other one, I think on the market, but mainly on Spare Room UK. And for this house share, I didn't view it in person before I actually accepted. I just couldn't be bothered. I just wanted a virtual viewing. She sent a video to me and I was pleased because a few of the things that I was seeking was high ceilings. It had that. Oh my, I can't remember the lights, but those little lights that are in the ceilings? Yes, I wanted that as well. I wanted closets that were actually from floor to ceiling. I was expecting to get 2 of them, but I have 2 double closets from floor to ceiling. I wanted a room that had large windows. I wanted it to be bright, airy, and spacious, and I got all of that. The only thing is that I don't have my own flat, but I have all of that. I'm saying this to say, whatever you want, try and see if you can get as close as possible for it and not just settle just for anything. Anyway, I accepted this property because I liked it. So my rent at that time was £630 monthly. So I would have had to either have a guarantor to get this place, even though it's just a room. I would have had to have a guarantor to get this place, or pay 3 months rent up front. So I paid $630 times 3, which would have been how much? Anyway, you do the math. So that is what I paid up front. My rent now just recently was raised, and I now pay $675 monthly. And as for the loft upstairs, it is £750 with an ensuite. But so it depends on what you're looking for. Of course, you have more privacy upstairs since you're the only one on the floor. But for me, I preferred having a much larger room, a much brighter space, much higher ceilings, more closets, and so on and so on and so on, and have the bathroom outside of the room that I share with only one lady, and we have no issues. So the first day I came here, I thoroughly cleaned my room and all the communal areas, and then shortly after that I bought gray and white paint to paint the room, the closets, and so on, because it had a very dingy, a very odd shade of yellow that I really didn't like. So I asked the landlady and also the agent. I spoke with both of them and they said yes, go ahead, as long as I showed them the color gray, the shade of gray that I wanted to use. So I did that before I bought it, and they approved it, and I got a gentleman to come in and paint my bedroom and closets for me, door, and so on and so on, etc. And he charged me £250. And my room came partly furnished. Of course, I bought a few furniture, to my liking, especially a mattress. I didn't want to be sleeping on someone else's, even though we go to the hotel and we do it, right? But anyway, this is not about that, right? So I got my own mattress, and Emma mattress. At first I thought it was fine, but then to me quickly it became too soft. So now I'm actually doing a mattress hunt, and I went to Dreams. I'm straying a bit. Anyway, you know what? I think I will do that video on when I went to Dreams and I actually tried their mattress machine fitting. Right, so anyway, I painted this room and I got everything done. I bought the stuff I needed so that I could feel comfortable. Now, this is a con. So our microwave had just stopped working. It just stopped working. And when I realized that the microwave had stopped working, I spoke with the landlady about it, and you know what she did? She went outside of her backyard into the elements where rain fell on the microwave she had out there, snow fell on it, dirt, dust. There was rust inside the microwave. It was rusting. Outside was rusting. Where the ventilation is, it was full of muck. And she brought that inside and tried to clean that for us to use. I believe one of my housemates even used it. I had to say, are you okay? How can you be paying your rent and be accepting this? I said, no, I will not accept it. And I took it down and I put it at the landlady's door. Yes, I did that. I told her, change it. She said, what's wrong with it? I said, okay. I left it there. I contacted the agent. We have the best agent ever. The best agent ever. I'm telling you. Gosh, she's godsend. And she said to her, listen, either you buy one or we will buy one. So because the landlady didn't want them to buy probably a more expensive one, she quickly went and got it changed. I'm telling you, one good thing about her, whenever parcels come here food comes here, she's almost the first one to get to the door. I don't know how she does it because she's elderly. I'm quick, and when I hear it, I quickly run downstairs and she's already at the door. I'm like, wow, she's like a magician. It doesn't matter even if we have a little tiff. If my parcel comes now whilst I'm recording this video, she will go there and she will collect my parcel for me. That's one thing I cannot take away from her. She will always collect her stuff for us. She has no issues at all with it. But on the other hand, I have seen her with my own two eyes. No one told me. I saw her with my own two eyes do certain things in our kitchen that I do not wish to name here. Oh yeah, one other thing, ensure that there is central heating. My landlady, she seems to be allergic to turning on the heater in the winter and spring months. So all of us have had to get heaters put in our room. So honestly, I have no issues with heating because the heater that I have is a really good heater. I had one previously that wasn't so, but since this winter I bought a new one and I'm telling you, mwah, it's top notch. That heater stays in one spot and it heats up properly the four corners of this room quickly. The indoor heater, it is rapid heating, 220 valves and 1200 watts. Yes, and one last thing before I end this video. Please, and remember, if you're relocating from one location to the next, remember to always update your addresses with, like your banks, the phone company, whatever. Just update all your addresses, the hospitals and so on. Update your addresses, phone numbers if you've changed that. And just to end it here, so living in a house share can be easy or hard. It all depends on the housemates that you've been blessed or cursed with. So to recap, to make it easier, living in a house share in London, 1, clean up after yourselves. Please, we're all adults. Be respectful of each other, yes, and mind the business that pays you. Thank you for watching this video's journeys. I hope you had some good points, some valid points. I hope you learned a few things. And if you've had any experience of living in a house share in London, I'd love for you to drop your comments in the comment section below and I would certainly be joining you. Thank you for watching Journeys. Until next time, bye! Tomorrow.